Welcome to Conspira-See, the show where we uncover the many mysteries this universe has to offer. I'm your host, Dale Dickerson, and seeing is believing. On tonight's episode of Conspira-See, we explore the mysterious origins of hypercult, the ambiguous cabal that surrounds the band Our Frankenstein. How did it start? Where did it come from? And what are their plans for the future? All these questions and more will be answered on tonight's broadcast. Stay tuned. Reality, a state of existence that seems to define every atom and molecule around us, keeping things in balance and in order as all things should be. As binding as it can be, its delicate nature can be disrupted, leading things into total and utter chaos. Such concepts have been explored in the literary works of H.G. Wells and even H.P. Lovecraft. Within the vastness of our universe, such wonders and discoveries can exist, but let us not forget of the secret horrors that lay within the shadows. Horrors that our minds just simply cannot comprehend. Enter the Eraser, a skeletal being whose origins are as mysterious as he is grotesque. How did an individual of this nature happen to infiltrate the Southern California alternative music scene and influence one of the culture's most enigmatic bands? On New Year's Eve of 2019, a burning object crash-landed somewhere in the Mojave Desert. From this landing, the Eraser emerged from the rubble and quickly found his way into the Los Angeles metropolis. It was this very city he found himself drawn to the sounds of a musical act singing his praise. At an underground Gothic nightclub, the Eraser discovered Our Frankenstein, an industrial metal act that held the key to spreading his dark gospel. After some time and some vigorous negotiations, he finally convinced the band into transcending their existence and undergoing a physical augmentation. Each member of the band relinquished their organic parts in order to transform their identities into the cybernetic automatons that you see before you today. The machines that perform under the moniker Our Frankenstein are known as followed. Fatal, the guitarist and musical backbone of the project. Echo, the drummer. Ironically, he is known as the most silent but deadliest member. Nexus, the chrome-faced poet and voice behind Our Frankenstein. Our Frankenstein is imperative for the Eraser to meet his goal. But what is that goal? After some careful analysis from the band's lyrics, we have many theories as to what the main objective is for the Dark Lord. But one that seems to make the most sense is that the Eraser is actually a vessel for a cosmic deity simply known as Mother. From what we can understand, Mother is in fact a planet eater. She moves from galaxy to galaxy, consuming worlds and every living being in sight. She is not completely merciless, though. It is suspected that she will spare the devout servants that undergo a physical augmentation process that is required to survive on her home world. As she sucks the life force from the planet she targets, she will transport her disciples to her home in a rapturous ascension. In order to garner new followers, Our Frankenstein hit the road to perform all around the United States of America. They successfully added many new souls to their cause, but more work needed to be done. The Eraser ended the album cycle the band had been on and quickly began preparations for the next era the band would be born into. He needed a new approach and fresh faces to accelerate his plan to meet his target. From this careful planning, the second iteration of the band was born. Each member received new facial plating and updated firmware so that they could perform to their fullest potential in front of a broader audience. Now, what does the Eraser and the rest of Our Frankenstein have in store? Only time will tell. And you can bet that we will be the first to bring the news to all of your eyes and ears. Tune in next time on Conspira-See. I'm your host, Dale Dickerson, and seeing is believing.